History of Independence Day. Independence Day, colloquially the 4th of July, is a federal holiday in the United States commemorating the Declaration of Independence of the United States on July 4, 1776. The Continental Congress declared that the 13 American colonies were no longer subject and subordinate to the monarch of Britain, King George III, and were now united free and independent states. The Congress had voted to declare independence 2 days earlier, on July 2, but it was not declared until July 4. Independence Day is commonly associated with fireworks, parades, barbecues, carnivals, fairs, picnics, concerts, baseball games, family reunions, political speeches, and ceremonies, in addition to various other public and private events celebrating the history, government, and traditions of the United States. Independence Day is the National Day of the United States. During the American Revolution, the legal separation of the 13 colonies from Great Britain in 1776 actually occurred on July 2, when the Second Continental Congress voted to approve a resolution of independence that had been proposed in June by Richard Henry Lee of Virginia, declaring the United States independent from Great Britain's rule. After voting for independence, Congress turned its attention to the Declaration of Independence, a statement explaining this decision which had been prepared by a committee of 5, with Thomas Jefferson as its principal author. Congress debated and revised the wording of the Declaration to remove its vigorous denunciation of the slave trade, finally approving it 2 days later on July 4. A day earlier, John Adams had written to his wife Abigail a letter that stated, "The 2nd day of July 1776, will be the most memorable epoch in the history of America. I am apt to believe that it will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival. It ought to be commemorated as the Day of Deliverance, by solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. It ought to be solemnized with pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations, from one end of this continent to the other, from this time forward forevermore." Adams's prediction was off by 2 days. From the outset, Americans celebrated independence on July 4, the date shown on the much-publicized Declaration of Independence, rather than on July 2, the date the Resolution of Independence was approved in a closed session of Congress. Historians have long disputed whether members of Congress signed the Declaration of Independence on July 4, even though Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin all later wrote that they had signed it on that day. Most historians have concluded that the Declaration was signed nearly a month after its adoption, on August 2, 1776, and not on July 4 as is commonly believed. By a remarkable coincidence, Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, the only 2 signatories of the Declaration of Independence later to serve as Presidents of the United States, both died on the same day, July 4, 1826, which was the 50th anniversary of the Declaration, Jefferson even mentioning the fact. Although not a signatory of the Declaration of Independence, James Monroe, another founding father who was elected president, also died on July 4, 1831, making him the 3rd president who died on the anniversary of independence. The only U.S. president to have been born on Independence Day was Calvin Coolidge, who was born on July 4, 1872. When most delegates signed the Declaration of Independence, it became official. Unfortunately, Americans were getting good and bad news at the same time. British troops were making landfall in New York as the Liberty Bell rang in Philadelphia. At that point, American and British forces already had been engaged in armed conflict for 15 months. On July 9, 1776, General George Washington, while concentrating troops in New York City, ordered the Declaration of Independence read aloud to his men. He hoped that they would find new meaning in the war for independence. In 1777, the British occupied the capital city of Philadelphia while Washington and his men struggled through a brutal winter at Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. Nearly 2,000 of Washington's 12,000 men died during that winter encampment. The Continental Army was hardened by the experience, and gained even greater resolve in the campaign to defeat the British. For the next 4 years, Americans would fight battle after battle against the mightiest military on earth. Thanks to the military leadership of Washington, and the combined efforts of the French Navy and Washington's good friend and ally General Marquis de Lafayette, the British surrendered after the Siege of Yorktown on October 19, 1781. The fight for independence was over. The Treaty of Paris, signed between the United States and Great Britain on September 3, 1783, made it official. The United States had become a sovereign and independent nation after 6 years of valor and sacrifice. The struggle to keep the torch of freedom lit to this day can be seen as one walks through National Mall and Memorial Parks. Since the Revolutionary War, the United States has fought many wars to defend freedom. All have come at a terrible cost. Freedom rings as loudly today as it did at Independence Hall in Philadelphia on July 4, 1776, thanks to our determination as a nation and a people. This park is home to the memory of our nation's past, and we celebrate what Americans have achieved since the days of our founders. It is here that we honor the sacrifice of those lost in defense of freedom. When one visits the World War II Memorial, one finds the words "Here we mark the price of freedom" engraved in front of a wall of 4,048 gold stars. Each star represents 100 Americans lost during the war. At the Korean War Veterans Memorial one finds the words "Freedom is not free," and at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial one finds the names of 58,261 lives honored for their courage, sacrifice, and devotion to duty and country. Abraham Lincoln is draped in the Stars and Stripes at the Lincoln Memorial. Not only did he preserve our flag during the American Civil War, his policies helped end slavery. 620,000 Americans, North and South, were lost during the most costly war in our history. The message becomes clear as visitors experience these memorials: freedom has come at a great cost. As we celebrate our nation's birthday, the National Park Service will proudly carry on the words of John Adams, who said, "Bonfires and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other from this time forward forevermore, with a brilliant fireworks display." These illuminations will light up the sky of our nation's capital to inspire and remind us how fortunate we are to have the freedom that has been entrusted to us all. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.